Hi, everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. I hope everybody's doing great today. It's Tuesday, December 5th. Currently, it's 40 degrees. High today is going to be 43, so it's not going to get very warm. Chance of rain, 30%, and winds at 3 miles per hour, so it's not as quite as windy as it has been. It rained. Yesterday was only like, what was it yesterday, the percentage of rain? It was 5%. And then I looked on the weather app and it just said 10%. But it rained, and it rained hard, thundered. The power went out for a second and went back on, thank goodness. So they missed that. I mean, they had a chance of rain, but it absolutely rained quite a bit, which we still need a lot. So, I wasn't mad that it rained. I was just didn't think that it was supposed to with a low percentage. Okay. Yesterday, Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews, which if you haven't watched it yet, you don't want to miss this one. Well, you don't want to miss any of them, but it was a really good show. They always are, but this one I think was a little extra special. We tried the Lunchables Cheesies. I think they're called Cheesies. And they've got two kinds. They got the original, which is just a grilled cheese sandwich, and they've got pepperoni pizza. Well, I asked Logan, would he like to try one of them on his show? And of course he said, yeah. And, I asked him which one he wanted to try, and he said pepperoni pizza. So check that out, everybody. We did that and several other things that we really thought were something you might want to check into. So, but anyway, it took about 3 hours, almost like 2 hours and 30 or 45 minutes, something like that, for it to upload. So it didn't come out until I think around 10 o'clock. And a lot of people, they might be in bed by then, or they're winding down for the evening, or have other things going on, And so when it comes out that late, it doesn't get a whole lot of views that first night. But I thought I would go ahead and do the taste test with Mike today, send it out today, because that one came out so late that yesterday I just wanted it to be there for people to watch that hadn't watched it yet, if that makes any sense. And so I'm just going to send that one out today, the taste test with Mike. And in case you hadn't heard, it was Lean Cuisine Balanced Bowl. I gotta look at my note again. It was Lean Cuisine Balanced Bowl's Creamy Pasta Primavera that I tried. And it's approved by the American Diabetes Association, so that will be a good one for y'all to watch too. And I still have another one. I think it's garlic shrimp stir fry with lemon pepper or something like that. It's got shrimp in it and stir fry is what I believe it is. I still got one of them to try here soon. Okay, I got some friend mail yesterday, and it's from actually Carmen Hyde sent it. That's Beth Hyde's daughter, and Carmen has a channel called Broke Budget Fashionista. So check that out. And of course, Beth, her channel is Frugal Mama in the Woods. She's not able to do a whole lot right now. She has a few videos that she's done recently, like an update on what's going on with her. She's been getting some friend mail and things like that. And so she's not doing as many as she used to, but please, still support her channel if you can. Go check out her. It's Frugal Mama in the Woods, and her daughter Carmen is Broke Budget Fashionista. So check those out. And Carmen, they're having a really hard time right now. She fell, not Carmen, but Beth fell, and things just took a turn for the worse. She had to go to the hospital. She ended up with COVID from the hospital and something else. I can't remember what it is. And then she ended up in a nursing home because she can't walk. And so Carmen is with her there which I'm glad of. And she told me that they've lost their house. And, you know, that's something that would be upsetting to anyone, you know. And so she's got a lot going on, and she needs everybody's prayers, for both of them. But Carmen made us a Christmas card, and I love homemade Christmas cards. I would much rather get a homemade one. Not saying that anything about ones that aren't homemade. I just like homemade ones, you know, that they made themselves. And I like any card, of course, that I get. But I just, you know, I'm always been partial to. I used to make cards. I haven't been doing it in years. I used to make my own cards and stuff, and it's fun. But she made this one, and you know, I just appreciate the effort of her making her own card for us. And here it is. You can tell that's a Christmas tree is what it looks like to me, a Christmas tree. And I really like that. And just inside, it just says Merry Christmas from Beth and Carmen, Frugal Mama in the Woods, and Broke Budget Fashionista. Thank you very much, Carmen. It's very nice. It's a beautiful card, and I appreciate it very much. And check out their channels, everybody. Okay, so what's for dinner tonight? I plan on making, I let them choose, or Joy, I asked her which one she'd rather have, the cranberry chicken or the crispy butter chicken that I did a video fixing it. And that stuff is fantastic, by the way. Both of them are. I did a cook with me video on both of them, the cranberry chicken, and you can check out all my videos, cooking videos. There's 2 playlists in my playlist, and my playlist is I got a ton of stuff in my playlist. I've done like 7,500 videos, and not to say every one of them's in there, but there's 2 different ones on cooking, and these 2 are in the cooking number 2. So the 2 that I'm just now talking about. But if you want some, most of them are really easy recipes that I've made videos on, and a lot of them are with the crock pot as well. So if you like fixing meals, you know, in the crock pot, or easy or economical meal, definitely check out my playlist. Okay, so we decided on the crispy butter chicken tonight. That stuff, like I said, those Ritz crackers, and then you put pats of butter on top of the chicken after you bread it with the Ritz crackers, and I put in seasonings, my own seasonings and stuff. And that butter, it just melts, and then it makes the Ritz, you know, crumbled up, of course, makes it so crispy, and it just tastes fantastic. And the chicken is so juicy. It's not, you know, I can't stand just dry chicken. Like, you just want to keep just chewing it, and you can't, like, I don't know if I can swallow this, you know. But I like it tender and, you know, moist like that. And then Joy's gonna fix. We still got a bunch of potatoes. Joy's gonna fix some homemade mashed potatoes, and we're gonna have some green beans because we had peas the other day, and we had carrots a few days before that. So time for some green beans, our favorite. So anyway, okay, it's time for jokes of the day. And I saw it, but I got distracted a minute ago, so I'm apologizing. I'm gonna have to scroll down. I had it on it. I don't know what happened to it. I guess it'd been sitting here too long, and I can't find it right now. Let me find it. Okay, I found it again. Okay, the first joke is called, for jokes of the day, is called Going Swimming. While visiting a water show, a tourist asked one of the divers, "Why do scuba divers always fall backward off their boats?" To which the diver replied, "If they fell forward, they'd still be in the boat." So, it makes sense. And this one's called Talk to the Judge. I was on a panel for prospective jury duty. The first lawyer came across as an intimidating showman. After several questions, he asked, "Do any of you here today dislike lawyers?" There was an awkward silence. All of a sudden you heard, "I do." The lawyer looks around the courtroom and then turns to the judge. "Your Honor, I wasn't asking you, I was asking the jurors." And thought of the day. This is thought of the day. Usually it says fact of the day, so this is something different. It's called How to Fail. The surest way to fail is to avoid any discomfort. The best way to live a full and meaningful life is to be willing to experience a wide range of feelings. You know, I think I experience a wide range of feelings in one whole day. I probably go from one extreme all the way down to the lowest. Because I do have anxiety lots of times, and you never know what's going to trigger it. Sometimes I have no idea, and then sometimes something I can tell might trigger it, and it's never good. Okay, so now it's time for trivia time, and I think I have one up at the top that I don't have to look for. Yes, and I'm going to go with this one. Who is credited with inventing the lightning rod? James Madison, Conan Doyle, Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin. Let me get it to the site. Okay, this could be a little tricky. I mean, I think everybody knows, about Benjamin Franklin discovering electricity by sending a kite up with a key, I think it was, and lightning struck it, and it, I guess, came down the line somehow. I think that's how it worked. So, but I know Thomas Edison did a lot of stuff. So I'm not for sure if Benjamin Franklin went further and invented the lightning, although he was an inventor. So I'm going to stick with him, but I think it could also be Thomas Edison. I mean, it could be him instead. Okay, Benjamin Franklin. Okay, yeah, that's right. The principle of the lightning rod was first detailed by Benjamin Franklin in Pennsylvania in 1749, who in subsequent years developed his invention for household application and made further improvements toward a reliable system around 1760. And it's a metal rod mounted on a structure intended to protect the structure from a lightning strike. People used to have those a lot, way back, but you don't really see that anymore. I mean, maybe on a barn or something like that, you'll see them. You don't want a barn to burn up from lightning hit. Okay, when did the U.S. Armed Forces move to an all-volunteer military? 1973, 1990, 1982, 2001. Okay. I don't think it's been as recently as 1990, which is not really recent. That's like 30 years or whatever. And I don't think it was 2001. It's either 82 or 73. Okay, the Vietnam War ended in what, 69 or 70 is when they pulled out. So, like I said, it's either 73 or 82. I really don't remember anything in 82, but I remember a lot being said in 73, so I'm going for that. Yes. In the United States, military conscription, commonly known as a draft, has been employed by the U.S. federal government in 6 conflicts: the American Revolutionary War, the American Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Just talks more about it down at the bottom. Okay, next question. Which of the following presidents was the shortest? William McKinley, James K. Polk, James Madison, John Quincy Adams. And I'm not really for sure about this. If they'd have said Truman, I thought he was pretty short, but my nose is itching for some reason. My goodness, William McKinley, I think he was like heavy. I could be wrong about that, but I think he was heavy and kind of short. Polk. For some reason, the first thought that came into my mind was John Quincy Adams. but I could be wrong. So that's what I'm going for. Almost. It was James Madison, which I really didn't know much about this one. James Madison. A record of the heights of the presidents of the United States and presidential candidates is useful for evaluating what role, if any, height plays in the presidential elections. Some observers have noted that the taller of the two major party candidates tends to prevail and argue this is due to the public's preference for taller candidates. Abraham Lincoln was the tallest, 6'4", shortest James Madison at 5'4". That is pretty short for a president, I guess. You know, it seems like most of them are pretty tall. Okay, next question. I got one wrong, two right. Near which organ of the body are the adrenal glands situated? Kidneys, liver, bladder, heart. Okay, I'm not really for sure about this, but adrenaline, I guess that's, adrenaline, it releases adrenaline. I would have kind of thought it would be like more towards the brain, maybe. But I don't think it would be. It says, which organ of the body are they situated? I don't think it's the kidneys or the liver or the bladder. I think it's the heart, because adrenaline goes right into your bloodstream, I believe. So that's my guess. Heart. Oh no, I got this one wrong as well. It's kidneys. I never would have thought that. Okay, let's find out more about it, and I'll learn something here. Adrenal glands, also known as suprarenal glands, are small triangular-shaped glands located on top of both kidneys. Okay. Adrenal glands produce hormones that help regulate your metabolism, immune system, blood pressure, response to stress, and other essential functions. So it doesn't mention adrenaline. Maybe that's not what it produces. Adrenal glands are composed of two parts, the cortex and the medulla, which are each responsible for producing different hormones. While adrenal glands don't produce enough, when adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones, this can lead to adrenal insufficiency, Addison's disease. I didn't know that, so I learned something. Two right, two wrong. Oh my goodness, what ocean covers almost half of the Earth's water surface? Now that's going to be hard for me to. The Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Half of the Earth's water surface. I don't think it would be Arctic or Indian. I think it's Atlantic or Pacific, but you think, okay, Pacific is the west, right? I'm pretty sure. And the Atlantic is in the east. So the Pacific, I'm thinking, if I'm thinking of the right one, would be more towards Hawaii and Russia or something from the other side. I'm going to go with Pacific Ocean. I might get this one wrong as well. Oh yes, I actually talked myself into the right one. It's the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest of Earth's 5 oceanic divisions. It extends from the Arctic Ocean in the north to the Southern Ocean in the south, and is bounded by the continents of Asia and Australia in the west and Americas in the east. At 165,250,000 square kilometers, that's 63,800,000 square miles in area, this largest division of the world ocean, and in turn the hydrosphere, covers about 46% of Earth's water surface and about 32% of its total surface area. That's interesting. I didn't know really for sure if I was right. Okay, 3 right, 2 wrong. In 1885, who built the first internal combustion motorcycle? Whittle and von Ohain, Daimler and Maybach, Nikola Tesla, David Paul Gregg. I have no idea. I've heard of Nikola Tesla, but I don't think he made a motorcycle. I know he made I was reading the other day where he made a car that had no engine, and it had some kind of rod that like his wireless, he'd invented like wireless electricity, which none of these companies wanted to use because he wanted it to be free. Go figure. So, and it worked on that principle, I believe. It would just draw its energy through that, and you wouldn't pay anything to drive it. And it went up to 70 miles per hour, and that's fast for back then. But I did read an article that's very interesting about it. So I don't really think he built an internal combustion motorcycle. I've never heard of these, and I don't want to say one person like these other Daimler and Maybach, Whittle and Von O'Hay, David Paul Gregg. I don't know. I'm going for Daimler and Maybach. I really don't know. So, hey, I got it. Power of deduction, but I didn't even know any of them except for Nikola Tesla. The Daimler Reitwagen riding car, or Einspur, was a motor vehicle made by Daimler and Maybach in 1885. It is widely recognized as the first motorcycle. Daimler is often called the father of the motorcycle for this invention. Even when the steam-powered two-wheelers that preceded the Reitwagen, the Michaud, Perot, and Roper of 1867 to 69 and the 1884 Copeland are considered motorcycles. And it just keeps going on. All right. Which of these women was a presidential candidate back in 1872? I'm not really for sure about this already. Madeleine Albright, Victoria Woodhull, Nancy Pelosi, Amy Klobuchar, Klobuchar. Nancy Pelosi's old, but I don't know. I don't think she was around in 1872. Madeleine Albright, I've heard that name, but I don't think it was from way back either. So I'm thinking Victoria Woodhull or Amy Klobuchar. Out of the two, I'm going to take Victoria. See if yes. Yeah, somebody told me I need to start getting lottery tickets and stuff, or gambling. Okay, but want to know more? Victoria Woodhull was one of the 19th century's most colorful characters. She was a woman's rights and suffrage advocate, a popular public speaker, and a newspaper publisher who introduced American audiences to the works of Karl Marx, the first woman to operate a Wall Street brokerage firm, and the first female president candidate in 1872. And I don't know, I wonder how that went. And there weren't many women's rights back then. In 1946, what country offered to buy Greenland from Denmark? United States, Spain, France, Canada. Okay, just considering where it is. Okay, Denmark's way, 1946. I know Canada, was definitely around. And I'm thinking France is not really that close to that. It's closer, I guess, than the United States. But I would think Canada would be my guess. They probably didn't offer them a whole lot. But let's see. Canada. Nope. It was the United States. I wouldn't have thought that. Okay, the United States in 1946 proposed to pay Denmark $100 million. I know that was a lot more back then, but come on. To buy Greenland after flirting with the idea of swapping oil-rich land in Alaska for strategic parts of the bleak Arctic island. Documents in the National Archives show the $100 million was to be in gold, which would be worth a lot more today. And even though the sale did not go through, the United States ended up with the military bases it wanted anyway. So, worked out pretty good, I guess. 5 right, 3 wrong. Got 2 more to go. What does a sphygmomanometer measure? Blood pressure, tide levels, rainfall, electronic currents. Sphygmomanometer. I don't know if it's be blood pressure or tide levels. Measure the tide levels. Rainfall, electronic currents. I'm thinking electronic currents is my first choice, but rainfall for some reason I'm thinking. Let's go with electronic. No, it's blood pressure. A sphygmomanometer, aka blood pressure monitor or blood pressure gauge, is a device used to measure blood pressure. 1 more, and I'm 5 right, 4 wrong. Surely I hope I can at least break even. Egg Benedict is a poached egg placed on top of what? Bagel, bran muffin, English muffin, French muffin. I don't know if it's a bagel, but Eggs Benedict. Bagel? Not a bran muffin. I wouldn't want a bran muffin with an egg on it. It's either English muffin or bagel. Eggs Benedict. Let's go with English muffin. A bagel's got a hole in the middle of it, so I don't know if that'd be that. Oh, I got it right. Eggs Benedict is a common American breakfast or brunch dish consisting of 2 halves of an English muffin, each topped with Canadian bacon, a poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. Kind of like an Egg McMuffin with sauce on it. Okay. Okay, so I ended up with 6 right and 4 wrong, so I did better than half. They're very interesting today. I learned quite a bit. I hope you did too, and I hope you enjoyed it. I ran over a little bit, but, you know, what can I do? So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. And definitely check out the Taste Test with Mike later on today and watch Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews. Bye, everyone, and God bless.